Have you ever stopped to think about what it takes to steer a massive, multi-million-dollar software project? I mean, we're talking about these huge, complex beasts where one tiny wrong turn can end up costing millions. Well, today, we're going to go inside a system that was built to do exactly that, to tame the Megaproject. So let's dive in. It's a story we've all heard, right? A company pours massive amounts of money and some of the most brilliant people into a project, and it just goes completely off the rails. It's almost never about one single mistake. It's usually about a few core, really painful problems that just build on each other over time.
First up, the big one, the budget. You start with a number that everyone agreed on, that was carefully planned. But then it starts to creep up, and then it swells. And pretty soon, features are getting cut, painful compromises are being made, and the whole project starts to feel shaky.
Then, of course, come the deadlines. Timelines that were set in stone suddenly start to feel more like suggestions. Milestones get pushed, and that finish line, well, it just seems to get further and further away. And that's not just a delay, right? It's a killer for momentum and confidence.
And really, underneath all of that, you find this. Just pure communication chaos. You've got different teams working with different information, critical requirements get lost in a game of telephone, and worst of all, nobody, and I mean nobody, has a single clear picture of what's actually going on. It's exactly this kind of chaos that a system like this is designed to destroy.
So, how do you even begin to fight that kind of chaos? Well, you don't fight it. You replace it. You create a blueprint for total control. The entire idea, the whole philosophy here, is to build one central, undeniable source of truth where everything about the project lives and breathes.
And honestly, this is the principle that changes everything. Just imagine for a second. Every single task, every little client requirement, every single dollar spent is tracked and visible in one single place. When everyone is literally on the same page, working from the same playbook, that communication chaos, it just kind of evaporates.
Now, to really get a grip on the power we're talking about, you have to appreciate the scale of the tool that was built to manage these other projects. I mean, look at these numbers. We're talking about a system with 95 database tables, over 470 API endpoints. This is not just some fancy spreadsheet. It's a full-blown digital brain for the entire project.
And this digital brain gives project managers what are basically superpowers. They can break down every single task into the tiniest pieces. They can see the project's health in real time on these advanced dashboards. They can control with surgical precision who gets to see what data. And, maybe most importantly, they can track every single dollar against the actual progress being made.
Okay, but here's where things get really interesting. This system goes beyond just tracking things. It integrates AI right into its core. And look, this isn't some gimmick. It's a genuine co-pilot designed to make the entire workflow smarter and faster for everyone involved.
So check out how this Copilot actually thinks. Instead of a simple search bar, it uses this really sophisticated 6-step process. First, it does a hybrid search, so it's not just looking for keywords, it's looking for the meaning behind what you're asking. Then it does something really clever. It breaks down all the project documents into smart little chunks, and even uses AI to write summaries for them to make them easier to find later. It's so smart it even budgets its own thinking space to make sure it only focuses on the most critical info.
This whole process has a technical name. It's called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. And all that fancy term really means is that the AI isn't just making things up based on its general knowledge of the internet. No way. It's forced to pull its answers directly from the project's actual documents. It grounds every single answer in cold, hard fact.
And the difference this makes is an absolute game changer. Think about it. A normal search gives you a list of documents you have to sift through. This RAG pipeline gives you the exact answer with the source and the context already attached. It's not just a librarian finding the right book for you, it's a super librarian who opens it to the right page and highlights the exact sentence you need. And the AI Copilot doesn't just stop at search. Oh no. Take code review, something that's usually a huge bottleneck. The old manual way is slow, it's inconsistent, and it's full of human error. This AI-powered approach, it automates the whole thing, consistently checking the new code against the original design documents. It turns a painful, unreliable process into something that's fast, consistent, and can scale to any size. But you know, at the end of the day, a project is more than just lines of code and documents. It's about people. It's about collaboration. And any truly great system has to connect that human factor. That's why there's a fully featured messenger built right into the system. So what's the big deal?
Well, think about it. No more digging through 5 different chat apps trying to find that one crucial decision that was made 2 months ago. By keeping all communication inside the project's ecosystem, every discussion about a task or a document is directly linked to it. It even has the plumbing for video conferencing, keeping absolutely everything in one spot.
To keep quality high, you need a rock-solid process, and the system actually enforces one. This quality review workflow is a perfect example. It's not a suggestion. It's a rigid, 5-step process that ensures nothing ever falls through the cracks. It creates a complete, unbreakable audit trail for every single document, from the moment it's submitted to the final official approval.
All right, so we've seen this massive intelligence system that brings order to chaos, connects people, and leverages AI. But let's get down to the bottom line. What is all this control, all this visibility, all this intelligence actually worth?
Well, before you can put a price on something like this, you have to be able to measure it. And for huge projects, there's actually a standard way to answer the 2 most important questions you could possibly ask.
The system uses a method called Earned Value Management, or EVM. But all you really need to know is that it boils down to 2 critical scores. The SPI tells you, plain and simple, are we ahead of or behind schedule? And the CPI answers, are we getting our money's worth? For both of them, if the score is over 1, you're in good shape. It totally replaces guesswork with hard, actionable data. So with that in mind, how big is this management system itself? Well, using a standardized industry metric that measures software size and complexity, it clocks in at 3,086 function points. Now that's a huge number, but what does that actually mean?
Okay, let's put that into human terms. To build this system from scratch would take one senior developer working full-time for over 12 years. We are talking about an enormous enterprise-grade piece of software.
And finally, the cost. Based on standard industry software development rates for a system of this complexity and scale, the price tag to build something like this from the ground up comes out to an estimated $1.4 million.
And that really brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? When the tool you need to manage a project is itself a megaproject, it forces you to wonder, is this level of integrated, AI-powered control no longer just a luxury for the biggest companies? Is this the new standard for how we build everything that matters?